Hello everyone, it's nice to be back and share with you another video. This is a continuation of what we have discussed in our last and first ever video for this channel. So remember when we talked about the trigonometric functions of our quadrantal angles. So we have the same topic, but this time our angles will be ones that are outside the 0 degree to 360-degree scope. So this is the set of questions that we will be answering for today's video. Find the 6 trigonometric functions of the following angles: 450 degrees, negative 180 degrees, and 990 degrees. So how are we going to do that? So we have this concept called coterminal angles. Coterminal angles. When we say coterminal angles, these are angles that share the same initial and terminal sides. That's why they are coined coterminal. So I'm going to give everyone an example. So if we have here an angle, let me draw a Cartesian plane. Let's say our angle is 45 degrees. 45 degrees. And then we move around another 360. So that becomes 360 degrees plus 45 degrees, or 405 degrees. This means that 45 degrees and 405 degrees are actually coterminal angles. Okay, let's use this symbol for angles. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we first identify what the coterminal angle is between 0 and 360 degrees of the ones that I showed you earlier. Okay, we can start with 450 degrees. So how do we identify the coterminal angle of 450 degrees? First is you have to identify how many 360 degrees are within 450. So obviously in this case, it has one 360 degrees. So we will subtract that. And then we will come up with 90 degrees. This means that 450 degrees and 90 degrees are coterminal angles. The same concept applies to the other two items for later. And in our previous topic, we already identified the 6 trigonometric functions for 90 degrees. So we would be able to answer the questions more easily now that we have those values. So for 90 degrees, our sine is 1. Cosine is 0. Tangent is undefined. Cotangent is 0. Secant is undefined. And cosecant equals 1. So you can apply the same exact values to your angle 450 degrees. Sine of 90 degrees should be equal to sine of 450 degrees, and so on. Now we move on to the next angle, negative 180 degrees. So I would make this one an angle that's between 0 and 360 degrees. So how do we do that? We have negative 180 degrees. First is to make it positive. Make it positive. So how many 360 degrees do you think we should add to make this a positive value? You guessed right. Only one 360 degrees. So if you add negative 180 degrees to 360 degrees, that is short of saying that you are subtracting 180 degrees from 360 degrees. And the resulting angle is 180 degrees. How can we show that in the Cartesian plane? This is how. Remember that when you draw an angle, the direction is always counterclockwise for positive and counterclockwise, or clockwise rather, for negative. So let's use this one as an example. There. So if I'm going to draw negative 180 degrees, this is how it's gonna look. You have the Cartesian plane, and let's use a different color to show negative 180. Again, for a negative angle, you turn clockwise from the positive x-axis. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. We all know that this is the positive side and this is the negative side. So we will start here in this Cartesian plane from the positive x-axis going clockwise since it's a negative angle. So to show negative 180, it's like this. How about 180 degrees? How does it look? This is a counterclockwise turn from the positive x-axis going to the next axis, quadrant. So there, you can see here that they are coterminal angles indeed. They share the same initial and terminal sides. So we already know what the values are, what the 6 trigonometric functions are for 180. So I'm going to put here sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. So remember, from our last topic, the opposite of 180 degrees is 0 degree. So we're just going to use the values for the 0 degree angle. But instead of a positive value, we're going to make all the positive ones negative. So there you go. You already have the 6 trigonometric functions for negative 180 degrees. Okay, so let's go back to our problem. The last one is 990 degrees. So this is a rather big angle here that we have. Now, how do we easily get the coterminal angle of 990 degrees? Remember how we either subtract or add increments of 360 degrees? So that's what we're going to do here as well. But to make things a lot easier, instead of adding and adding or subtracting and subtracting 360 degrees until you reach the part where the value is already between 0 and 360 degrees, I would rather that we divide the angle, if it's too big, by 360. So let's divide the two. So how many 360 degrees do you think we have in 990? So let's estimate. Let's give 2 a shot. So 2 times 360 is 720. And we're gonna subtract the 2. Then we come up with 270 degrees. So whatever the remainder is, in this case, it's 270 degrees. That is going to be our coterminal angle. So whatever the values are of 270 degrees, that is going to be the same set of values for 990 degrees. So what are the 6 trigonometric functions for 270? Let's see. Secant and then cosecant. Okay. So remember how 270 looks like? If I draw it in a Cartesian plane, how does it look like? So this is a positive angle, which means that we're moving counterclockwise from the positive x-axis. Then go to 270. So this is how it looks, right? This is that angle. And as you notice, it's opposite 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. Whatever the values are of 90 degrees, just put a negative sign and then you're all set. So what are the values of 90 degrees? That's 1, 0, undefined, 0, undefined, 1. But again, you negate the positive values. So that's it, everyone. I hope that I was able to impart some knowledge, shortcuts, in order for you to solve this kind of questions in your math quiz, homework, or long exam. Thank you everyone for listening and watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will produce more videos for everyone. Thank you.